Hello and welcome to Test Day, Algebra students. I don't know how I can take you seriously with these glasses on. So let's go ahead and take them off. All right, today is the day we are going to test over the first half of our quadratics, solving quadratics unit. Remember last unit we did properties of quadratics. We kind of studied what quadratics are all about. This unit is taking the same thing and learn how to solve quadratics. So since we're about halfway through, we are going to take an exam today. It is online. It will be open for 48 hours. So it'll be posted 7 o'clock the night before class. So if you were an A day, this was posted at 7 o'clock last night. If you're a B day student, this was posted at 7 o'clock on Wednesday night. But it'll be open for 48 hours. So you need to get on and get your exam taken. With that, make sure, if you do not make it in that 48 hours, that you email Mrs. Smith or myself, email one of us and say, hey, sorry I wasn't able to do that, whatever came up, but can I take it on at this time? And give us a date and a time that you want to take it. And we can go back in and open it up for you for a couple of hours so you can get that done. Because, you know, the last thing you want is a zero. We don't want a zero in there. We want to know what you know. We want to see that all laid out there. So, short video because you don't need to watch any instruction today. But I do want to show you the exam and just show you how to answer some of the questions on there. It'll be a real quick thing. Let me show you what we got here. And put my glasses so I can see what I'm showing you here. All right. It'll start out, of course, with our academic integrity statement. Just a reminder, you guys know this. It was in the handbook. We expect, you know, that we're getting your work, not your brother's work, your sister's work, some website's work, some app on your phone. I know what it can do. I want to know what you can do. So, you have true or false. First 5 questions. This equation has 2 solutions, true or false. So you'll go through each of those. You'll choose true or false. I do want to point out, starting every page, you see this little button at the top of this page. This button at the top of this page. You have the option to have the question read to you. Each of these choices are true or false. This equation. All right, so you can do that all the way through there. It does have this button, and over here it tells you, click that button to hear question read aloud. So that is that button right there. It's at the top of every page, and it will read you what is on that page. So you have that option. You have true or false in the first ones. Here's a graph of this equation. All right, and what statement is true about the solutions to this equation? So here's the graph, here's the equation, and here are 4 statements. Only one of them is true. So choose the correct statement there. This is select all. Again, all. That means there's probably more than one. Choose one. You know you're not going to get full credit. Select all expressions that could be equivalent to, here's the standard form, x squared plus bx minus 36. But b is a variable. It could be any number. And so we want to know which ones would make b a negative. Several of these would work. It would give you x squared minus 36, but some of them give you a positive number as the middle term, that linear term. That b would be a positive. I don't care about those. I want to know which one of those would make a negative middle term. All right, so select all the correct ones, and that means there's more than one. So figure out which ones work. Each expression is given in standard form. Rewrite it in factored form. So here is an equation that you need to write in the 2 factors, right? These are factored form. These are factored form. So yours should look like this type of thing, factors. This one has a 16 as a coefficient in front. So this one has a 1, this one's a 16. So 2 different ones. Can you factor those? This solve each equation for x. So now you're solving for x. So I'm giving you a factored form equation. You're solving for x. I'm giving you a standard form that you're solving for x. And over here is where you show me what you're doing. Solve for x. It does say show your work right there. It says show your work. And click on show your work to answer right here. Or if you prefer, you can click record an audio response, where you click on that and you say, well, here's what I would do. I would take the x minus 8 and then tell me what you would do. You can't just say, the answer is 0 and 1. If the answer is 0 and 1, you might get a little bit of credit, but most of the credit is going to be how did you get 0 and 1, right? So you can record it out loud if you want to talk through the steps. But if you click show your work, it's going to open up to this. And this is a whole page where you can choose your tools over here, what size you want it to be. I'm writing x minus 8, and I can just do it all like that if I like. Or maybe I just want to click on this T, and I'd say, okay, I'm going to, right here, I'm going to type x minus 8. You know, I can type it all if I like. So your choice. If you want to put an image in there, if you want to do the work on paper, take a picture of your work on paper, save that to your computer, then you can just upload a picture and put here as your work. So there's options, different ways, whatever you prefer to do to show that. When you're done, there is a button. Oh, I'm kind of in the way, you can't see me, but behind me, there's a button up here that just is a check mark. That's where you say I'm done. So I click the little check mark and it takes me right back to the questions. So you have those for both questions, 11 and 12. Show your work or record audio essential or response, either one you want. And the last one is to solve this equation. Macy factored out an x and rewrote it as this. All right, so she wrote two factors, the x and the x plus 5 is the two factors. So explain how rewriting this equation in factored form enables Macy to solve the equation. Again, you can type your answer here, or so I got two here. You don't have to do them both. You can type it, or you can record an audio response. Well, it helps Macy because then she can do what, right? To factor it, it helps because of whatever. Or you can type some things and then record some things if it helps to do a little bit of both. I'm typing this and say I typed that because it would mean I can do this and this and this. So there's your option. I give you the audio response options on some of these that are a little bit more work. And these others up here, you're just putting the factored form. You don't need to give me the audio of that. Type in what factors work for this. And it's not these because this is a different equation. But it should look like factors. And then you have the select up here and the true or false. So that is the test, guys. Do work you can be proud of, man. I want to look at this and say, yes, you're getting it. If you need to get online with me today or Mrs. Smith today and just say, hey, before I take the test, I want to brush up on this item. I don't remember how to do that. That's fine. Hop on. Let's talk about some things before you take this test. But this doesn't allow you to go back and take it multiple times. You get to answer and move on. Once you've submitted it, it's gone. You can go back and change your answers before you submit the whole thing. But I cannot do multiple submissions of this. So get your self ready. Get your mind on your math. If you have some notes you've written, I don't consider that a problem with academic integrity. Okay, if you have written notes that you have, that's fine. You can refer to your notes. But I want to see what you can do. So good luck and do work you can be proud of.